Situations and conversations with Renee. Real situations, real conversations. Empowering the community leads to elevation. Entertainment and education, no better time than now. Pure enlightenment for the crowd. This is Situations and Conversations with Renee.
Today's situation is all about fatherhood. We're shining a light on fathers and their importance. In a world that often overlooks the role of fathers, especially Black fathers, one organization is shifting the narrative, rooted in truth, healing, and community transformation. Get ready, y'all. The conversation starts now. Welcome to Situations and Conversations. I am your host, Renee. So happy that you're joining us today because we are going to have a very good conversation about a situation that a lot of people need to hear about. Fathers. We are not talking enough about fathers, in particular, fathers of color. They face a different set of challenges. Let's just say that. But I don't need to say anything because I have the man who is all about fathers.
Yes.
Patrick Shaw is with us. 4Fathers is your organization.
Yes.
Thank you for being here, Patrick.
Thank you, Ms. Trey. Thank you.
So tell us about 4Fathers. What is this organization all about?
So really your opening kind of spelled that out. We are a father advocacy organization. We really focus on healthy co-parenting, centering the children in each conversation and situation. But we focus on the father aspect because of what you pointed out earlier, especially amongst Black and brown men. We are sometimes or oftentimes not heard or not treated as good dads. The CDC actually released a report that said Black fathers had the highest participation with their children out of any other father. And so
why are we not, wait. That is not the narrative that is out here for us to consume. Why have we not heard about that statistic? When tell me more about that. How did you find that out?
So actually, I found out a few years ago with Oprah. She had a show, had a conversation regarding deadbeat dads. Okay. And very similar to other situations that happen when we start talking about systemic racism, it is disproportionately giving us that negative label of we're not doing XYZ. So it's no wonder Black fathers are oftentimes labeled as deadbeat dads. And so studies started to be carried out and executed. And what they found through those studies, the CDC, again, the official information is 60% are more active in their children's life than any other father in terms of raising, in terms of bathing, in terms of homework, food.
Really?
Absolutely.
I mean, and I'm saying it that way because of the narrative, not because it hasn't been my experience.
Yes.
Obviously, I mean, I am a Black woman.
Right.
I was raised by my mother and my father, two Black people.
Yes.
And I've actually seen nothing but positive images in my experience of Black fatherhood.
Absolutely.
But when I step outside of my own, I'm not seeing that projected hardly ever. Yeah. Not never, right. But hardly ever in the media, in the films, in our TV shows. I mean, that was one of the reasons why like everybody loved The Cosby Show.
Absolutely.
And other particular, I mean, there were a lot of black sitcoms that highlighted Black fatherhood, but it was almost always had to be a comedy.
Absolutely.
Right? Where Black fatherhood is not funny.
Right.
It's a very real thing.
Yes.
At Black and brown.
Yes.
And so I am really excited to have you here to speak to that. And right off the top, that statistic just blew me away only because it flies in the face of this narrative that our fathers aren't present.
Right. And you touched on something that's very important. Your personal experience being raised in a two-parent household, loving household, is actually more common than most people know. I was raised in a similar household as well. Both my mother and father were married. I have two other siblings. I'm the youngest of three. We were all born a year apart. So we,
Busy household.
So we all born a year apart. And there was just a whole lot of love. There's other men that I'm around also grew up in two-parent households. There are some that did not, but for the most part, they grew up in a two-parent household. And now they're a reflection of that type of upbringing. And so changing the narrative in that space is what 4Fathers is doing. And the way we're going to change that narrative is by providing the information. We have a stigma in the Black community about mental health, but because we're starting to see it a lot more often, and a lot more clinicians that look like us and that sound like us and that understand our culture, then it's starting to be more heightened awareness around how important it is for us to be able to go and get some help. And so I believe all of these conversations help to debunk a lot of the just negative stereotypes. And again, it's by design that those stereotypes are reported. You rarely hear on the news about anything positive outside of sports and entertainment that Black people are doing. But we're inventors, we're entrepreneurs, we're business owners, executives, attorneys, engineers, on our radio shows. I mean, there's a lot of things that we're doing positive, but you don't get to see that. The Cosby Show was the epitome of what a Black family in America truly is oftentimes, but we don't want to embrace that. We need to see it.
That's right. And so, again, all the more importance for you to be here and talk about this organization.
Yes.
So coming from the background that you came from, what inspired you to then create the 4Fathers organization?
Absolutely. So my personal experience, even coming from a two-parent household, when I got married, we didn't do the planning. We were both two young adults. I would consider us being immature because we both graduated from college. We both had all the tools to be able to, have a proper upbringing of what we believe, is right. But we didn't see eye to eye. And I started to find that there is a very common thing amongst people, especially within our generation, of seeing eye to eye, being flexible, having a good balance. But even more importantly, before you even get into that situation, have you even discussed what your parenting styles are, what your family, household looks like? And because 50% of people don't go into any type of planning, now we have to do it on the back end. And so 4Fathers is really focusing specifically with dads to say, hey, these are things that you need to consider when you're having conversations with your partner. I don't refer to any woman as a baby mama. The reality of it is that we're all parents. And so I'm challenging agencies that talk about family but don't include fathers. I'm going to organizations, do the same thing. They treat, they have resources for family, but it's very woman-centric. And so when I became a single father myself, that was my challenge. I couldn't qualify for any type of benefits unless I was either well under the poverty line,
Right. Yep.
formerly incarcerated, or on drugs.
That's it. Those were the qualifiers.
Those are the qualifiers.
Oh my goodness.
Otherwise, I did not qualify for any other resources. And something as simple as childcare, and not daycare, but childcare, meaning if I had to work odd hours to be able to take my son somewhere where he can have some care and have someone watch over him, that wasn't available for me without it being extremely expensive. Right. And so if I wanted to go and get any level of assistance for that, I couldn't.
So you're out here advocating for that as well on behalf of fathers. Let's talk quickly about this co-parenting, because you said that, and now I'm like, okay, because that's very real. May not have started out thinking that you'd end up being a single dad, but that's what ended up happening. And so now that co-parenting piece, do you all, what sort of resources do you provide to help fathers talk to mothers and mothers talk to fathers about the well-being of the child or children?
Right. That is the focus. Centering the children and helping both parents understand, regardless of how you feel on this side, regardless of how he feels on this side, what we do directly impacts our children or our child. And if we don't list that as an important piece and a valuable piece,
The most important
piece,
Yeah.
then it contributes to depression. It contributes to the violence that we are saying that we want to reduce. It contributes to drug abuse. It contributes to so many other factors. So as I'm letting fathers know, like, hey, you have a duty to prioritize your relationship and how you co-parent. It's a triggering thing for a triggering relationship for some parents to even see each other. So my reality that I want to impart into them is that at least do it for your children, right? At least do it because this is what's best for them. If you grew up yourself as a single parent or under a single parent, meaning it was just you and your mother, then you understand how valuable that is if your dad would have been there. And so if you understand how valuable that piece is, you understand how valuable you are being a part of their life. So we give them different techniques and different approaches of how to have those conversations. Have a plan, sit down. If you want to come and pick them up, jot down, this is what I want to do, this is what time, have a plan in place. It does several things. One, it shows that you are prepared to take the children. Two, it gives her a lot more confidence that you're just not doing any random thing, and their safety most times are going to be impacted by that plan. And so if you have a good plan in place, she's more likely to be okay with what you're doing. And then lastly, it gives you an opportunity to have documentation, worst case scenario, right? So there's a lot of ways that we have to look at the context of the healthy co-parenting, especially when we're talking about they're living in separate house, because that's when it really becomes the main issue. Most times if both parents are in the same household, they kind of go back and forth. But the obvious is if they're living in separate households and they're trying to co-parent from that perspective, it's really understanding what is my responsibility. And you really have to check your ego in the whole thing. That's the biggest part. Both parents have to check it. But I'm looking at the dads. I'm like, listen, you don't necessarily have that leverage. So you got to be careful about how you approach this whole conversation and this whole situation. Because again, it's not just about you, it's about your child.
It should always be about the child. But I think one of the things that you said that hit me the hardest is that both parents need to check their ego in order to have a healthy co-parenting relationship. Yes. It's not about y'all or us. It's about them. It's about the ones that we created, that we want to bring up, and we want to not traumatize. I mean, because honestly, that's what's happening when the parents are not getting along. The kids are not dumb. They see and hear and feel everything, especially now more than ever. They are so in tune with themselves, more so than the parents.
Absolutely.
And so it's uber important. And I wholeheartedly agree with you. How can people connect with you if somebody's out there and they're like, man, I'm having a really hard time with my co-parenting relationship, or even how to even deal with my own children?
Absolutely.
How can they connect with you?
So they can follow me on Instagram, which is the Roman numeral 4_fathers. They can follow us on there. 4Fathers. We are 4fathers.org is the website as well. And so they can get all the information that they need from those two platforms.
And you offer classes. So like when somebody signs up, what can they expect?
Yeah, absolutely. So we offer the co-parenting classes. There's one-on-one mentoring for people that don't feel comfortable joining the group sessions. And the group sessions are every Wednesday virtually. That way you can, wherever you are, you can log on. And then once a quarter, we try to do a in-person event where we just come in for some camaraderie, some networking, and just some socialization to get us away from a lot of the isolation that I see young Black men have. So
that sounds awesome.
Yes.
Patrick, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really an inspiration and a testament to fathers.
Absolutely.
And that information. We have got to get the real information out there and change this narrative.
Absolutely.
And you are doing it
Thank
1,
you.
2, 3, 4 fathers at a time.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
All righty.
It's time for Hey Trey. This is where I like to turn it up a bit and dig into those juicy situations you're having conversations about. Today's question is, when should you stop telling your kids what to do? All right, let's get into this conversation about parenting. Okay, well, you're not a parent, but you get parented, so it's very important that you're here, okay? All right, so here's a little something that came my way.
Yeah.
The situation is, I'm not sure as a parent when I'm supposed to stop telling my kid what to do. Is there an age? How do we gauge? Or do we ever stop telling them what to do? And so, Patrick, since you have a whole organization regarding fathers and parenting, I'm going to ask you first. Do you think that there's an age or a time when you stop telling your child what to do?
So no, I don't believe, because they obviously grow up to become adults. So in terms of, do we ever stop giving them guidance, is what I like to call it. No, we don't. I believe that as all of us grow and we mature, it comes, hopefully wisdom comes along with that. And in that wisdom, there are things that they may be getting ready to experience that you want them to be able to avoid any adversity or obstacles that may create any type of trauma or mishaps.
Sure.
So that's my position on it, I believe.
So you like to change the word around to guidance. Which, I get that.
Yes.
But let's be honest. There's a lot of times we just basically are out here telling our kids what they need to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Period. So B-Bad, how do you feel about it?
I mean, well, I have my son here who just turned 12, and
I know.
yes, and I have his yes, and we also have a 16-year-old daughter, and I like to use the word guided. It's because that's what we are supposed to do, right? We're supposed to guide them and lead them into a space where they feel safe and they can be their best self, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, my mom still tells me what to do, so that part. So I think that at the end of the day, as long as we encourage them to be their best selves, and hopefully they be able to receive that, that is basically what I'm looking for, But, for the most part, I mean, I done told you twice. 3 times.
Right? Like, okay, I love the little PC answers. I think that's so wonderful. I'm going to take the other side and say, yes, I straight tell my kids what to do.
Right.
Okay? From kids, and I have my oldest now, she's going to be 21 soon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still, depending on the situation, I'm going to tell her what to do. Especially if you are coming to my house.
Oh.
Okay, so this is where things get spicy. Because I think that we can pretty much agree that when children are younger, guidance sounds so nice. But basically, you telling these little chumps what to do in order to stay alive.
Right. Yeah.
And to, respect themselves, to learn how to respect themselves, learn how to respect others. Certain things, it's like, you may be popping somebody under the table. Look at that smile. Just blink like this if you're not okay. But, there comes a time when I don't know if it comes with age or if it just sorts to start to come with the maturity level that you can see in your child. Yeah. But in my opinion, depending on the circumstance, I may always be telling you what you need to be doing. Now, whether or not you do that thing, that might depend on age and also some maturity, right? So, for example, like I said, I got these grown-ish cheering, right, coming up now, right? So, when you come back to my house, you're not going to disturb my peace. So guess what? You're not going to be out all night. No. If you are planning on being out all night, then you're going to be out all night. Because what you're not going to do is have my little door chiming all at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. The dog waking up, barking because they can hear you coming in, and I was in my good sound sleep. Right. And here's another one. What you will do is keep me posted abreast of your situation. I don't care how grown you are. Right. How long am I leaving this porch light on? Right. Are you expecting to eat? Because if you don't communicate, you're going to be on your own. But there's certain things that these kids expect when they come home from when they think they're grown now. No. You're going to let me know what time, where you're going.
Yes.
Who you gonna be with? Why? Because at the end of the day, I'm still a mama.
Right.
And I need to know, especially if you're supposed to be coming back to this house.
Exactly.
Now, when you out you're living in the dorms or you're living in your new apartment or wherever, I'm not policing you.
Yeah.
And I'm not really policing you when you stay with me.
Right.
However, there's just a different level of protection and courtesy that I'm going to require.
Right.
Yes.
So let's bring the young one into the conversation. I know that you're not grown-ish. You just turned 12. How are you feeling about being told what to do? Do you think that you need to be told everything or you got this?
Yeah, because sometimes as kids we can make a mistake. And
As grown-ups, we make mistakes, and that's a very mature answer.
and probably when we like grow up, we still need y'all guidance.
I think you must have a great mama over here. Look at you representing for your family. That's fantastic. Now, let me ask you, are you only interested in taking guidance from a parent, or can it be a grandparent, an auntie, the village? You know what I mean by the village, right? Because, like if I tell you to go do something, what you gonna do?
Probably do it.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. But like, how do you feel about that?
It depends.
Yeah.
Like parents, but sometimes it can be like your friend parent, but and also you're in their house, so you have to listen to them too.
To a degree. But let me ask you this as a young person, and I'm not, trying to scare you or anything, but there are some people out here who don't have the best intentions, these grown-ups. And what if you were at someone's house and you have been taught to respect the elders, as you should, but you get a feeling they're telling you to do some things that you're not all that comfortable with?
Call my mom.
There you go.
That was quick.
Right.
Sound effects and everything.
Right.
I know that's right. Good for you.
Right.
Good for you. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Proper guidance.
Yes.
Right? And then along with some maturity,
Yes.
I get the feeling that maybe you don't have to be told what to do all the time. That I kind of get the feeling we may only need to tell you something maybe once, maybe twice tops. But after that, you got the hang of it, especially if you agree with it. So that's what I want to ask you. Is it easier to do what you're told if you agree with it or no?
Agree with it, because when you get told to do something, you got something to do. To me, if my mom didn't tell me to do something, I'm like, what am I gonna do?
I love that honesty. Yeah. If mom didn't tell you what to do, you probably wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I got you.
But sometimes, like, when I'm, like, busy and she tells me to do it, I'm like, I don't want to do it, but I have to because that's my mom.
I love that. Yeah. But do you understand the reasoning? Do you feel like you have to understand it and agree with it in order for it to get done? Or it's just like, I don't have to understand. I just know this is what mom or dad or the parental is saying, and so this is what I'm gonna do. Rolling eyes and sucking teeth and all the things.
All of that.
Get it done, because if you get all the stuff done, when your mom tells you to do something, it's more playing time, or because you get stuff.
Interview's over. Can we out of the mouth of babes?
When I listen.
I mean, this is some excellent. This is an excellent example of some great parenting and a great kid. I've always thought you were a great kid. And you are proving to be right on track. And your maturity level at 12? Right. Just turned 12?
Yes.
Okay, young sir. Young king. I see you, young king. Okay, so how do you feel hearing your son talk about you and your influence and guidance that way?
I'm like, whoo, thank God. No, you didn't tell me. No, no, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to witness them mature and grow within our guidance. Yeah, I mean, I sit in gratitude all the time because both of my kids are a true blessing. And I think at the end of the day, we as parents, we are the ones that build up their foundation as far as how they trust people and, and what that will look like for them. And so as long as we are able to communicate with them and have that open dialogue, making sure that they have a full understanding of why we are upset and what that looks like. And then what other steps can we change it, right?
I love it though. Well, last but not least, I want to ask you, Patrick.
Yes.
You know that old school saying, do as I say and not as I do?
Yes.
Ooh.
How you feel about that now?
So I really believe that we have to be careful. We have an understanding that children are younger, they're developing, but we also have to understand that they're like sponges. And so the do as I say, not as I do is a hypocritical, conflicting, way of doing things. Yeah. So I honestly believe that we do have to be better examples for our children. Are we going to make mistakes? Absolutely. When they see us make a mistake, then we got to let them know, hey, you know what? I messed up.
All right, family, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for hanging with us. I love and appreciate you for it. God willing, we'll be back next week for more. In the meantime, make sure you take excellent care of yourselves. That's the only way you'll be able to take care of anyone else, which is our mission. When you think me, think we. When you think you, think too. See ya. Special thanks to our presenting sponsor, Oregon Health Authority, helping people and communities achieve optimum physical, mental, and social well-being. And thanks to our supporting partners, Louisa, a community-centered event space in the heart of Northeast Portland, and Adorn Boutique for my fabulous wardrobe. Situations and Conversations is a Renee production in conjunction with Thomas Chung Films.